This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. Yeah. So I think in last session, we started creating one of the Apex class, right? So let's continue working with that. Okay. So once we log into Salesforce, left side, search for Apex classes. From here, we can access the Apex class. Okay. So this is the Apex class. Okay. Now, from here, you can create and also you can open and modify. But here we have very limited space and working here is very difficult. Okay, the font size is also very small. Okay, so one more way to deal with the Apex class and developing it from the developer console, right? So you can create anywhere, wherever you like. At the end of the day, it will store in one of the database table called Apex class. Okay, so one of the way is open developer console. I'm opening the developer console. From here, if you want, you can create the new Apex class if there is a requirement. Otherwise, we can open the existing class and we can modify. That is also we can do. That also we can do. Okay. This is closing. So all we do file new Apex class, but I don't want to create new one. I want to open whatever already we created. You can click on open and you can choose this class. This is what we created so far. Only one class we have. Open. Okay, it is open. You can also maybe minimize this if you want to have more space. People like to work here when compared to the previous here. It is better here. We have more space and we can work easily. Okay, so to summarize what we created yesterday, we just created one of the Apex class. Okay, so on day to day, if you want to compare, right, it is like a plan, right? The plan of the car on the paper is like Apex class. Okay, so inside that, what we are planning here, okay, here we are defining two variables to hold length value and breadth value, and also at the time of creating the object, here creating the object is like manufacturing a new car, right? So at the time of creating the object, automatically the constructor will execute. Okay, we defined two constructors. One constructor, we did not mention any parameter. So inside this, just we are initializing this length and breadth variables as 5 and 0. At the time of creating the object, we can decide you want to call this constructor or parameterized constructor. Let's say at the time of creating the object, if the developer, whoever is creating that object, if they supply the length and breadth, whatever they want, let's say 100, 200, 500, 1000, whatever, that value we are assigning to these variables, right? Length and breadth variables, and we are maintaining. Okay, all these will happen when we create the object. As soon as we create the object, immediately the logic which we keep inside the constructor will be executed. And also one of the point, the constructor will be executed only one time. When you create an object, at the time of creating the object, only that time, one time, the constructor logic will be executed. let's say if you have a requirement to execute the logic again and again, you want to call it again and again. So that time we have to keep that logic in the method. Method, you can call any number of times, 100 times or 1000 times or whatever as per the requirement you can call. Constructor is not like that. Constructor will be automatically executed based on the object, right? At the time of creating the object, we decide which constructor you want to execute. That is like one time it execute those statements. That's it. Once the object is created, again and again we cannot call them, right? So that's the one of the difference. If someone asks what is the difference between constructor and method, the logic which will execute only one time at the time of creating the object, we keep that inside the constructor. If you want to call the logic again and again multiple times, even after creating the object, we use method, right? Method is more reusable. Constructor is only one time at the time of creating the object. That point we should know. And also we should know the syntax. Obviously, we discussed the constructor name should be same as the class name. And we can define multiple constructors with the same name, but there should be a difference with the number of parameters or the data type of the parameter. Okay, just to understand that. Okay, maybe let me also define one more parameter, one more constructor. Okay, so this time again I'm saying public. So constructor name should be same as the class name. This time what I am saying, I want to accept the integer input. I don't want decimal, maybe I am expecting integer value, right? The number which is not having any decimal digit. I'm taking integer, I'm giving the, right? We can give parameter name, right? What is the data type of the parameter and what is the name you are giving? You can decide. I'm giving the name as length. One more parameter for breadth. The data type should be, I'm taking as integer, and name of the parameter breadth. Okay, so these two are there, right? So we have the length and we have the breadth, right? And all this, so we can supply. And here, even though if you see here also it is accepting two parameters, here also it is accepting two parameters, but there is a difference with the data type, right? Either there should be a difference with the data type or there should be a difference with the number of parameters. Then only we can overload, right? This process we call as overloading, right? So same constructor, every time when you refer we give the same name, but based on the values what we supply to this constructor. If you don't supply any arguments into the constructor, this will invoke. If you supply to decimal inputs, it will invoke this one. If you supply to integer values, it will invoke this one. That's what will happen. Okay, so this process we call as constructor overloading as part of the polymorphism. Already we discussed yesterday. So now what I am trying to do here, we have the class variable. What is the name? Length, right? Into that, I want to assign this. This is the parameter name for this constructor, right? The parameter name also I'm giving same as class name. Okay, now if I give like this, so what is the meaning? My meaning is to this length, I want to assign this length. Maybe if you think like that, it is not sufficient. System also should think like that. Okay, so when you have the class variable name and inside the parameter as a parameter, whatever the name we define. So these parameters here, whatever we are defining, we also call as local variable, right? Local means the scope of these parameters, whatever we are defining, is only for this block. Once outside of this block, the value of this one and this one cannot be remembered, right? So there is a scope. It is only available within this block. Okay. Now the problem is when you have the class level variable and the local variable with the same name, okay, system give more priority to the local. Always locals will be having more preference, right? So here out of the class variable and this parameter name, this is local to this block. System give more priority to this only. So now when I say length equal to length, the meaning is both it is pointing to this only. Right? When I say length equal to length, it's like we are assigning same thing. Let's say if you supply 100, again we are assigning the same thing to that. You don't see this is initialized. That's what will happen. Okay, let's see that practically. Okay. For that here, maybe I'm also the class level, the breadth and here also both are having same. Okay. I'm just saving. And one more thing, what you need to understand, when you try to save, you have to observe, you should not see the star. Star means still your program is not saved. Okay. So what is happening? People are typing and it is not saving, trying to execute and saying it is not giving the result. First, we have to confirm whatever we are writing. Is it successfully saved or not? Star means it is not saved. And also if you see bottom, if you see there is some error is there. Okay. If you see, you can expand maybe this one and see the problems. Some extra slash I give. Right? That's right. We have to understand this. Okay. Don't try to call and say it is not working without saving properly. So when you save, it should not show the star. That means it is saved successfully. Okay. And also you can if you want, you can so keep it down. And now let's call this one. I'm going to create one object by invoking this constructor. Okay. Now to call as a shortcut, right? Still it is not ready, right? So just as a developer, right? So we are following some shortcut to call it and see how it is working. Okay, so for end user, we are not going to deliver this code like this. Obviously, they cannot open this and they cannot type the code and execute. Okay, until we reach that level, so we'll be opening this and calling and see. Okay, now in the background, whatever you are seeing, that is a plan on the paper. Let's say that is like a car plan on the paper. Now the physical existence of the car here for us is creating the object. To create the object, the syntax is the class name. So what is the class name? And the name of the object, what you want to give, right? And just saying rect, right? Let's say whatever you want. As a developer, whatever you feel you can give, right? I'm giving like this, right? And now here, right side, so since it is a non-primitive, right? This is like one of the data type, non-primitive data type. We cannot assign the values for the non-primitive data type directly. We have to allocate the memory and store that reference into that variable, right? This we technically, we can also say variable, right? Since the variable what we give for the class, we also call as object. Anything if people say, we should understand. Sometimes people say object, sometimes people say variable, both are correct. Okay, so new. Now here we decide a constructor. Which constructor you want to invoke? New rectangle. Which constructor you want to invoke? We can keep here. Okay, so just understand that one. Okay, and now here we have total 3 constructors, right? So this is one default constructor. This one is when you supply 2 decimal values. So this one when we supply 2 integer values. So what will happen if I supply 1 decimal value and 1 integer value? Obviously it will invoke this, because this is not having any decimal, right? But decimals can take integer and also decimal both. Okay, when you only enter both integers, it will invoke this. Okay, when you invoke, maybe when you supply 1 integer value, 1 decimal value, that time also it will invoke this one. It's like that. Okay, now I'm supplying 10 and 20. Okay, that means both are integer values without any decimal digits. It is going to invoke this one. And also when you say this into this, again we are assigning this length 10 only into this again. So it is pointing to only this. Here we are thinking that we are initializing this class level length and breadth, right? That is not happen because the local variable, the parameter name is same as the class name. Okay, now when you try to call this show result, what is the result we see? Anyone? What did you understand? If I call this with that object, what would be the value for length and what would be the value for breadth?
Null value for both.
So null values for both. But someone is saying 10 and 20. Let's see, right? So you cannot say 10 and 20. The reason is these are 2 class level variables. If you don't assign anything, by default, this will be holding null, right? So now here when I say length equal to length, I am saying it is not referring this, right? Because there is a local variable here. There is a parameter with the same name. It will be looking into only this one only. So you don't see these are assigned with anything. You will be seeing null and null. That's what you see. Okay. So now click on execute and see. Click on execute and click on debug only. And if you see both are null, right? So that is expected, right? So now I want to bring this class level variable into the visibility, right? When you have the class level variable and the local variable with the same name, system give more priority for the local variable. So that concept technically we call as name shadowing, right? Name shadowing means if the local variable and the class variable both are having same name, right? Then system give more priority for the local variable. Class variable will not be available, right? I mean, it will be hidden, right? Will be shadowed, right? That means since there is a variable with the same name as class variable here, I suppose to type this one inside here, right? We are talking about this part, okay? So that's the thing. Now to bring the visibility.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So, so what's the reason behind it? If you are passing a decimal and an integer to the rectangle, then it will call the constructor that has both decimal parameters. Okay, sir. Sir, is it something related to typecasting or there is some other reason?
Yeah, it's related to how the data type can accept the value. Okay, so for example, when you say decimal, right? Decimal data type can accept the integer value and also the decimal digits value, right? When you give
That's
decimal
what I'm
digit or
saying.
you don't give. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Is it going for typecasting internally, or like we can convert integer into decimal, but not decimal into integer?
yeah, that's what. Right, so always you can convert the integer to decimal. Decimal to
So that,
integer converting is not possible. Okay,
so
it will
that's
throw error.
typecasting.
Yeah, that I'll explain.
Okay.
Maybe you know some basics, the other guys don't know, right? I need to explain in a step-by-step way. When we deal with that situation, I'll explain. Okay, how we do that typecasting. So for now, if you see what we are discussing now, to bring the visibility of the class variable into here, okay, what we use a keyword called this. So when you say this, system will understand it needs to look into the variable which is directly defined inside the class, not which is available within the current scope. Okay, so this way we can bring the visibility for the class variables. Now, due to this, since we are using this, that means system can understand this is a class variable, not the local variable. This time it will work. When we execute the same code, you will be seeing, since we are supplying 10 and 20, you'll be seeing the result as 10 and 20. Okay, so let's execute and see. Click on execute. Okay, so now it is generated the log, and you click on the debug only. Okay, now if you see 10 and 20 we are seeing, so that means it is working. Okay, this is just to show you so why we use this keyword in some situations, to know that. Okay, now so far we know how we define different constructors, and also we defined one of the method. Let me also add one more method, right? Means one more action, right? So I want to calculate area of a rectangle. So we have length and breadth. By using that, we need to write the formula to calculate the area. So that's the requirement. So for that, I'm defining one method, public. Okay, if you don't define anything, let's say if you don't define anything, leave it. But that will become as a private, right? The default access modifier is private if you don't mention anything. Okay, so if you want to mention, you can mention. That's up to you. Okay, so after that, the return type. Okay, so here, after executing the logic, I'm expecting the result of the area in return. So that I want to utilize that information to pass to some other method or some other statement I want to use. So in those situations, we have to mention which type of data you are expecting in return, right? So in general, after the calculation, the result of the area will be decimal, right? We are dealing length and breadth as decimal. The result also will be in the decimal. Okay, I'm taking the return type as decimal. Okay, so now the name of the method I'm giving as area, right? And this is the method. For method we use brackets, and if you don't want to keep any parameters, no need to define anything. And the body of the method we need to enclose inside this floor brackets, right? And now if you try to save, it will throw error. Okay, the reason is when we use return type as void, no need to include any statement inside the method. Especially there is a type of statement called return. But now, since we mention one of the data type as a return type, system expect a statement inside the method which is going to start with the return. Okay, so here return statement is required. Here for void method, return statement is not required. That point you should know. Okay. Now I'm saying return. So most of the times we don't know what to return. We want to bother about what to return later, right? So to save it quickly, blindly to give something to satisfy the syntax and save it, I'm just giving null for now, right? Null means nothing. I want to bother about what I'm going to return later. For now, I want to first save this program successfully. Okay, I'm saying return null and save. Now, if you see, it is saved, right? You should not see the star. That means it is saved. So now here, we need to focus on writing the logic and return the proper value. So what the requirement says, okay? So now here, at class level, we have these two variables, right? Length and breadth. So by utilizing that, I want to calculate the area. Okay, so for that, what we can do, again, to store that result, right? When I say length multiplied by breadth, right? So length multiplied by breadth. Okay, so after doing the calculation, we want to store that result, right? We have to store that somewhere. Okay, so temporarily to hold that, here I'm saying decimal result. Okay, directly inside the method also we can define the variable. So the scope will be only limited to that method, right? So if I define a variable here where this can be accessible only within this block, right? Outside that, this won't be available. This is like a local variable. Temporarily, after doing the calculation to hold that, I'm storing into one of the variable, and finally that result I am returning. Okay, that is how we deal. Now I'm saving. It is saved, right? So once we get some enough experience and with day-to-day writing the Apex code, so the calculation result, whatever it is returning, we are storing in one of the variable temporarily, and finally we are returning that one, right? Instead of doing that, you can also directly calculate it and return without storing into any variable. We can also write like this. Now what it will do? It will multiply, and whatever the result is there, it will return. What is the type it is returning? Decimal, like that. Okay, so just understand that. This is the method which is having a return type, and we are using the return statement. We should know about the syntax. Okay, so now I'm saving. Now let's call it and see, right? I want to call this and let's see. Okay, so now here, so this one, right? Show result, right? It is going to print these statements in the log, but it is not going to return anything, right? So, but with this object rect obj dot, the method name is area. When you call, it will be returning the value. It is giving value in return for us. Where you want to store that value? Let's say I want to store that value in one of the variable, right? You can store, and what you want to do with this variable. For now, I want to print in the log, right? So system.debug. Okay, here I am saying result. But here while printing, I want to know as a developer why I am printing that value, whatever it is printing, for what purpose. To have more clarity, I am appending a string here. Okay, so when you append the string, this can be anything, whatever you feel, for our understanding. I am saying area result, like this I am giving, right? It's up to you how you want to type and understand when you see in the log. Okay, so having space is optional here. If you want, you can give so that easily people can read it. Okay, so that's what we are doing. And also here also, if you don't want to store this result into one of the variable and again refer, you can also directly append it to this and you can print. That is also possible. It's up to you how you want to use. Okay. So what I am doing directly, I am just with that object calling that method. This method, whatever the value it returns, I am concatenating with this string and printing in the debug log. That's what we are doing. Okay. Now, when we execute, what will happen? First, it will execute this statement. It will initialize the length and breadth with 10 and 20. And after that, we are calling this method. It print that length and breadth values 10 and 20 you see in the log. And after that, we are calling this. Right here, internally, it is calling a method 10 multiplied by 20, right? 200. So it will return 200 and it will concatenate with that, right? So this value will be 200. In the result, you will be seeing area result colon space 200. That's what will happen. Let's execute and see. I'm just executing. Click on debug only. Now we see length 10, breadth 20, area result 200. Right? 10 multiplied by 20, 200. So it's working. Right? So whatever we are expecting, so it's working fine. Right? Now the next thing what I want to show you, right? I'm going to add one more method. Okay, with the same name. We can define multiple methods with the same name, but there should be a difference with the number of parameters or the data type of the parameter should be different. So this concept we call as method overloading, right? Polymorphism concept. Looks like we are calling the same method based on the arguments, the values what we supply to these methods. Whatever the internal logic it executes is different and it gives the different result. Now to accept, right here, I'm taking, let's say, decimal length, decimal. It can be any name, whatever you feel as a developer, you give the meaningful thing. So that means this method is accepting two arguments. That means at the time of calling this, we have to supply two decimal values into this method. Take those and it will multiply and return. Right here, I am not using this keyword because I want the calculation based on what we supply. Whatever I supply while calling this method, same values it is going to consider and give the result. Okay, so this is what I'm giving now here. Now after saving, let's call this. Okay, so now click on open execute anonymous. So same statement. I'm copying and pasting one more time. Here I'll say area with parameters. Right now I'm going to, so here from here whatever we supply we say arguments, right? Here while saying we say parameter. Here while supplying we say argument, right? So let's say here I want to supply 50 and I want to supply 5, right? That means I'm supplying length as 50 and the breadth as 5. 50 multiplied by 5, I think we get 250, right? So here there is a flexibility. Whatever you want at the time of calling the method, we can supply that. It take that and it will do the calculation and give the result. Here we'll be seeing 250. Here we'll be seeing 200, right? 200. Okay. So looks like we are calling same method, but here there are no arguments. Here we are supplying two arguments. Based on that it is calling and the behavior is different. So this is method overloading, right? So let's execute and see. Execute. and click on debug only. You are seeing, right, 250. So it is working. Okay, so that is the way how we deal. And now let's define one more method, right? One more method, public. Let's say most of the times we define public methods. Okay, maybe if there is a need, we can also define method as private, protected, or global, whatever as per the requirement. So for now, blindly public. And return time. After doing the perimeter calculation, are you expecting any value in return? Is there any scenario where we need the return value after doing the perimeter calculation? If there is a need, we mention, right, which type. The result will be also in the decimal type. The method name, perimeter, is the name of the method. So here I'm not supplying any, right? I'm not defining any parameters. Okay. Now inside this return, writing the formula. For the perimeter, the formula is 2 multiplied by length plus breadth, right? Length plus 2 multiplied by length plus breadth. That is the formula. I'm saving. That's it. Okay. Now also this one also, if you want to call and check, right? So when you buy the car, we test all the features, right? We test everything. We go for test drive and test everything. Everything is working or not. It's also like this. This is like we have a car and we are testing everything. Is it working? So it's like that. So whatever features we have, we are adding and we are testing, right? So now to call that again, I'm going to, it's most of the time copy paste and modifying is easy, right? Copy paste, and this is perimeter result. And here the method, whatever we want to call, the name of the method is perimeter, right? Now execute. Additionally, we'll see this value. So what would be the value here? Anyone? Right? It consider the class level variable, right? It is depending on the class level length and breadth, because locally there is no variable with the length and breadth. Class level, due to this object creation, the length is 10 and the breadth is 20, right? So as per this formula, 10 plus 20, 30, 30 multiplied by 2, 60. That should be the result, right? So let's execute and see. Okay. So click on debug only. Now if you see, perimeter is 60, right? So that means it is also working, right? So that's it, right? This is the way how we create the class, how we create the object and call it. And also you can create multiple objects, right? You can supply, you can create multiple objects, and you can reuse the same plan, right? Class is like a plan, same thing again and again. Okay. So just understand these things for our future purpose to remember this. I'm also keeping that here in the comments, right? Now here, whatever I am keeping here, it is in the comments, multi-line commenting, slash, star, slash, in between whatever we type, system consider as comment, and it won't compile, won't check for the syntax, right? So that's it. We are done with our first Apex class, how we create and how we call it from the debug anonymous window by creating the object. Okay. Now, so far, any questions on understanding this? Anyone? Right? This is a very, very basic thing. Once you know these basics, even though we deal going forward very, very complex things, you can easily do those, right? So first, the basics are important, right? If you don't know the basics, so you cannot work. Okay, if you are strong with basics, even though there is a complex, right? Anyway, complex requirement will be complex for most of the people, right? It's not that since you know the syntax and you know how to write, you can develop anything within few minutes. It's not like that. Okay, it might take hours, days also to achieve few things. Okay, we should be strong with the basics. So I believe you are able to understand how we can write a class. In the class, how we define the variable, constructor, method, and how we create the object and call it. Okay. Yeah. Any questions before taking next example?
Srinu, small doubt here.
Yeah.
Actually, as I'm not from the software from background, I am feeling it little difficult to understand with this the debug process, whatever you're following. No? So
Okay.
can you
So
help
if
me to
you,
have any kind of support on this?
so I mean, if you tell me where exactly, let's say you are not able to understand, I will try to explain. Okay.
Okay, then in that case,
I'm
can I
thinking
call you
that,
separately and
yeah,
take the help from you?
yeah, you can ping in that WhatsApp group. If you
Yeah,
don't get any help, obviously you can call me. I'll try to help. Okay. But my
sure,
question
definitely.
is,
Mm.
I'm explaining from basics only, right? So
Yes, yes, yes.
where exactly you are feeling difficult in this program? If you can tell
So,
me,
yeah,
yeah,
if you just look here in the public class rectangle above, you have just added one
okay.
star and the symbol.
Hmm. This is
Okay.
comment, right?
Yes,
So
comment.
if you
So you
see
should
here,
comment. Yeah. Yes, please.
this is very simple, right? Now I'm saying you
Mm.
did not understand this one.
Yeah.
What I am saying in a program, when you give slash star and a star slash,
Mm. Mm.
in between whatever you want, you can type. System will
Okay.
accept.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It
Okay.
won't bother about what you are keeping.
Okay.
Okay, this is just
Mm.
why we are writing the program, or if you
Mm.
want to write some important points, so those things to keep in the comment and use it. That's the
Okay.
purpose of it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now you are clear with that.
Yes, clear.
Now next thing, what you did not understand. Are you
So
able
how
to
will you
understand?
know? Yes,
Yes.
please. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
No, no. Just ask your question. I'll answer.
Yeah. So you are just using these decimals, public and like length, breadth, and all of these. So I feel
Hmm.
like a little maybe I might have missed or what, I'm not sure, but I feel like on how will I know like I will have to use this decimal or debug or any of these whatever you're currently using, no? So how will I know how to use this?
Yeah. So my question is, did you
Mm.
attend the previous classes, whatever we discussed? Just I'm
Yes,
asking.
yes, yes, I have
You attended.
attended all. Yes.
Yeah, but still you are feeling difficult, right? So now,
Yes, mm.
let's say
Because
there
I
is
don't
a
have some
difficult.
complete background about software at all, so that's the reason I'm feeling it little difficult to understand.
Yeah, that's fine, right?
Yeah.
You don't
Mm.
have the software background, that's fine. That's why I'm
Mm.
trying to explain from the basics. My
Yes,
focus
yes,
is to make the people like you to understand. Okay?
yes, definitely,
That's why
definitely.
I'm
Yeah.
starting from basic. So
Yes, thank you.
now,
Mm.
first I'm saying this class, did you understand this line, whatever we typed here?
Yeah. So we are trying to create a object with using a class as the public, which is for everybody, not just for one individual.
Yeah, it's not like that, right? Still we are not creating the object. Okay, try
Okay.
to think about the real world, what we do,
Okay.
right? Let's say take the car example.
Mm.
Okay, we
Okay.
are planning the car model, how the
Okay.
car should look, right? How car should have how many wheels,
Mm.
what kind of body, what kind
Mm.
of engine, right? So before manufacturing the car, engineers will draw the plan and follow the
Yes.
plan to manufacture, right?
Yes.
Here we are planning. We are writing the
Mm.
class means we are planning, right?
Okay. Mm.
So this, while planning, what is that plan name, right? When you say car, which car? there are many models, right? Company
Yes.
will manufacture different models. We have to give
Yes.
some name for the plan of the car, what they are going to manufacture.
Okay.
Here, the plan, whatever we are going to define, what we are going to plan, for that we are giving the name as rectangle. Because
So
our
the
requirement
design,
is, yeah,
the design what we are going to prepare, we are giving a name as rectangle.
yeah. Let's say a car, right? So
Okay.
maybe if you take Honda City is one of the car, okay? Honda City is the car model name. Like
Yes.
this here. So for this plan, whatever we are doing, we are giving the name as rectangle.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
So how system knows that this is a plan? We have to mention class, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So car means here class.
Mm.
Okay. What is the car name? Car name is
Rectangle.
Honda City. Right? Honda City is the car name, and here we are calling as rectangle. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
So that is about that. Okay.
Okay. Mm.
And this is the body of the car.
Okay.
Inside the body only all elements will be there, right?
Yes.
These two brackets are like the body of a car.
Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So now the company is manufacturing the car.
Mm.
Are they going to sell to public or only for internal purpose they are manufacturing?
They're going to sell
Right.
to public. Yes.
Yeah, this class, whatever we are developing, should be
Mm.
publicly available within the organization.
Yes.
Okay, that's why
Yeah.
we are giving the visibility. The top level class should be either public or global.
Yes. Yes.
So even though they manufacture and if they are not making it available for any public, they get lost, right? It's like that. Here
Yes.
it should be public. Right
Okay.
now
Got it. Mm.
we have that plan name. Still, this is not the car, right? This
Yes.
is
It is
just on the paper. They are saying car name,
Mm.
and that's it. Inside that, still they need to write. So car should have what exactly the different elements.
Mm.
So like that here in the class. So we have top level, right? If you take car, what are the most important elements? Car engine is the one of the engine is like a heart for the car. Right?
Yes.
Engine,
Yes. Mm.
engine, and after that, so it should have many other features. For
Yes,
example,
features.
to start the car, we should have to keep the key and to press on some button. The car should start, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
all the features, whatever basic needs are there to operate the car, all those things we have to define. So now in this, the variables, whatever the variables, so here variables we define in the car, right? So here variables is like the elements in the car. Let's say engine, let's say
Features,
maybe
all the
a
features.
brake. All physical parts in the car is like variable here,
Okay.
right? The physical
Okay.
parts, what we see in the car, those are the variables.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
And we do actions, right?
Yeah.
You apply the brake. Applying
Mm.
brake is not any physical element, right? That is an
Yes.
action.
It's an
You need to
action.
press
Yes.
and apply brake, like that. So
Yes.
those here we call as methods.
Okay.
Method means action. So what you want to do, right? Apply the brake or press hold the clutch, all those kind of things.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it. Mm.
So that's one of the thing. And also when you buy the car, right? So the few things by default we have to follow automatically, right? So for example, they say first 1 month you have to take servicing and all those kind of things by default when you buy
Yes.
any car or anything.
Mm.
So here we have constructor,
Mm.
right? So whenever we once assume that if the car is manufactured, So what exactly automatically they need to follow, or something should immediately happen. That is like constructor here. Okay. Constructor. So it will be automatically executed whenever any object is created. Here object is like a car, right? So now here whatever we are doing, just we are planning, right? Still the car is not there. Still this is the plan. So now here for car, like in the other elements, for our rectangle class, we need some actions to execute and give the result, right? When you say I want area, you should return the area. When I say perimeter, you should return perimeter. To calculate the area, what is needed, right? We have to supply the length value and breadth value.
Okay.
Without that, it is not possible to calculate the area, right? Those are two mandatory things. Without engine, car won't move, right? Like that, without length and the variable, we cannot execute the length, I mean, the area or perimeter, whatever the actions we need. Okay. So for that, here we are defining the variables. Okay. So when you say variable, variable should be which type? There should be, each element will be a different type, right?
Yeah, which are visible.
So let's say engine is different, right?
Yes.
Maybe car seats, those are different, right? Different things we use.
Yes.
In the same way here in the programming, when you try to store the data, the whatever value you want to store, the value can be either a number or it can be a string. String means some text.
Yes.
It can be a date, right? Date is one type. It can be a Boolean, true or false.
Yes, true or false.
Right? We have different data types. If you remember, we discussed about the data types.
We have discussed about data type. Yes.
So here, length and breadth, those are the two numbers.
Okay.
Right? So we need a decimal type. Why not integer? Because they also want to provide the decimal digits as input, right? So if you take as integer, it can only hold 10, 20, like that only. I cannot give 10.5, 10.6, right? So that's why here I am defining two variables to hold the length value and the breadth value.
Okay.
Right? So this is the syntax already. If you follow the data types, okay, when we discussed about the memory statement, in the same way to hold breadth, right? Both are of same type, decimal and we're allocating length and breadth. Okay. So now, so just we have nothing is there, right?
Yes, we don't have any input on this.
So now just we allocated the memory, nothing is there. It's like we have engine. There is no petrol, right? Petrol is the data what we assign here. Okay. So you should, so by default, let's say when you buy the car, are they going to give the car without any petrol?
No,
right? It's like this here. Yeah. So now here, this is like if we define the variables, but there is nothing. By default, if there is nothing, it includes null. Null means nothing is there. But along with the car, automatically they are going to give petrol also, right? Because we need to drive at least to our home. So the default thing, automatically whatever we are giving, that we keep in the constructor. So what is the values you want to keep in this length and breadth? Right? If you don't give anything, car won't move. Right? All this is a planning phase, right? So while planning, they'll plan when you sell the car, by default keep some petrol and sell, right? So that we keep here. So here, as per the syntax, the name of the constructor should be same as the class name, right?
Yes.
So we give this bracket after class name, and
Okay.
this I'm saying it is a constructor.
Okay.
Defining
So
the constructor is not mandatory, right?
okay.
So let's say when you buy the car, if they are not giving petrol, you will buy and keep, right? Maybe you will
Yes.
carry and buy and keep. So like this. So this is optional. Okay.
Mm.
So if you define constructor, so the advantage is you can keep some statements and initialize some values into this. Okay.
Okay. It is like an additional support.
Yeah. So here, okay. So by default, since we need some data into this memory,
Mm.
whatever we allocated, so I'm defining, and let's say I'm assigning by default with 0,
Okay.
or by default with again
1.
0, right?
Okay. Mm. Okay.
So like this. Okay.
Okay. So
So
what
let's
is the
say when
reason
you
to
buy the
keep some space after rectangle?
space is optional.
No, not here. In after rectangle, you kept open and closed brackets. No, what is the reason for it?
So
The
this
class
is
name,
like a
whatever.
function bracket. This is like
Okay.
a function bracket. You have
Okay.
to understand, we have to use this bracket while defining the constructor. So
Okay. Mhm.
here also we decide, do you want to supply any parameters? That means, is it going to accept any values?
Mhm.
If you don't want, you can just leave this bracket by not
Blank.
keeping anything.
Yes.
If you want to supply some data into this constructor, that time into this brackets, we define the parameters and keep.
Mhm.
Okay. So now this is
Okay.
like we are keeping 0, 0,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
So it's like that. This is the constructor. Okay.
Yes.
So
Got it.
now again, you know, right? Like that, you need to think and try to understand why we are writing. Okay. In the
Okay.
same way, with the same name, we can define multiple constructor, and this also I'm giving the visibility as public. Okay.
Mm.
So, and you can define multiple constructors with the same name, right?
Mm.
So let's say when you are buying the car, okay, there are two colors, black and white.
Mm.
Which one you want? So it's like
Okay.
we have two constructors.
Yes. Got it.
At the time of creating the object, which one you want to execute and how you want, right? So for
Mm.
that,
Mm.
so we can maintain multiple constructors, but there should be a variation, right?
Yes.
When they say we have two variations, they are saying black and white, right?
Mm.
There should be a difference in the color. If they say
Yes.
both same, nothing. So here also, that's why here we defined. So here two parameters, decimal length and decimal breadth. Okay, here why we are defining this one? The plan is at the time of creating the object for this class,
Mm.
do you want to initialize this by default with 0, 0,
Mm.
or you want something else, right?
So initially with
So
a
let's
0
say,
is what we are.
yeah, 0. Let's say they are offering maybe white color and black color,
Mm.
but your requirement is on white color. In between, you want some styles and you want to alter that, right?
Okay. Mm.
So maybe that they are providing as free. Okay, so what
Mm.
you can do, you can choose what you want, right? If you don't want to go with that default basic,
Okay.
you just ask what you want, right? So that is supplied,
Additional
and
features.
yeah, this will be, we are assigning with these things whatever they supply. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So we decide at the time of creating the object, you want to keep length and breadth as 0, 0, or you want to keep length and breadth as whatever you want, right?
Okay. Okay. Got it.
So you want 100 or 200 or 500, whatever you want, you can supply here. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So here I'm saying length equal to length and also breadth equal to breadth. When I say like this, it's like we are referring this one, right?
Mm.
So because here, whatever the parameter I am defining, this name is also same as the class level, whatever we define, right?
Okay.
So when you have same name, system only point to whichever is more local, right?
Mm.
Within this block, this is the one with the length it is there. It will point to this, and due to this, right,
Mm.
it is not in picture. Okay, what will happen after this is executed? If you supply 1020, still this value will be 10 and this value will be breadth, but this is not in picture. It is not coming in picture here
Yes.
because the name is same,
We
local.
have well changed. Yes.
Yeah. Now I want to bring the visibility. Now I am saying I don't want, so this left side, while whatever we are referring left side, this I want this, not this local things. So for that, we use this keyword, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dot length is equal to the variable component.
Right. So like
Yes,
this,
got it.
right? Now it's like we are planning when they buy the car by default, what we give all those things. And also what are the features, right? What are the actions you want to give, right? Let's say, do you want to provide automatic gear or manual gear, or you want to give power steering? All those are the features, right? Do you want to
Yes.
provide AC? Like that, here what you want to provide for this rectangle to calculate. You are providing option to only calculate area, or you are providing option to calculate perimeter, or you are providing any other action to do. That we are planning here, right? All this is in the planning phase, right?
Yes.
Now, when they supply length and the breadth, two values, with that we need to calculate area and the return, right? So for that, we say public. Let's say the visibility we are giving as public. And after doing the action, what it will return? Do you want to return anything, or you don't want to do anything?
Yeah, we
Right?
need
If
some
you say
return.
when you apply brake, what it will do? It will apply, right? You will see the result after applying the brake. In return, it will slow our car. When you
Yes.
accelerate, it will speed up our car, right? Like that. So when you define when you call the method, are you expecting anything in return?
Yes.
Right? So for that, here we have to mention which type you are returning, which type you are expecting in return. Right? After calculating the area by using length and breadth, the result also will be in decimal only, right?
Yes.
We need to mention which type of value we get in return. Okay? And here this is the method name. For methods or constructor, we use these brackets. The reason is sometimes maybe we don't want to define any parameters or inputs. Sometimes if there is a need to define some parameters to supply inputs, to define that, always we keep bracket beside the constructor or method. Okay? That we have to remember. With some practice, you will be remembering and getting. But you should not give for class, right? So what will happen if you don't follow? People write like this. That is wrong, right?
Yeah.
For class, we don't give like that, right?
Yes, got it.
So for constructor or method, we give like this. Now the body of this action, right? So what are the set of statements it is going to execute and give, right? And also, since we mentioned the return type, it requires the return statement, right? It should return the value, the resultant value, whatever you want. So for area, all we need is it should multiply the length value and it should multiply the breadth value and return, right?
Yes.
Like 10 and 20, it should multiply and give, right? When you call this method, what you can expect? You can expect the result. It will return the resultant calculation value, right? So that's what will happen, right? All that we are thinking, right? We are just assuming this is what will happen and we are planning, right?
Yes.
In the same way, the other things here, whatever you are seeing, all these things we have defined. Right?
Yes, got it. Yeah.
Like area, like perimeter also we defined, and also area with some parameters, right? If you don't want to go with the default action, let's say we have brake, right? We have normal brake and we have hand brake. Which one you want? It's like that, some slight variation. Both are brakes only.
Yes.
Okay. So it's overloading. This we say overloading, and we defined all these things in the same way. Okay. Again, I'm reverting back to the whatever we have. That's what we did. Now this is like a plan.
Yes.
This
Plan.
is like
Got
a
it.
car plan on the paper.
Okay.
Now, when the car will come, when you manufacture, there is a physical existence of the car.
Yes.
That is this one. This
Okay.
one.
Got it. Got
Okay.
it. The first line.
The first line is like car is manufactured. The physical existence of a car.
Okay.
The later things with that car, what you want to do. Right? Your car, in that car, you apply the brake, you start the car, you stop the car. All those things. Based on the actions available, we apply those actions and we'll see the result based on that. Right?
Okay. Okay.
Here, after creating object, I'm just calling show result. So what it is doing, it is printing, right? It is when this code is executed, it generates a log. Okay, for us to understand how it is executed and all those things. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
So for that, just we are printing in the log when you call this one, and when you call this one, it is calculating the value and return. For our understanding, we are printing in the log. Okay, so is it really giving the result properly or not? Let's say when the car is manufactured, they are saying it will go with 200 kilometers per hour. We test it, right? We really apply that and test it. Really, is it going 200 kilometers? So like that, we are calling, and whatever the result it is giving, we are printing and seeing. Is it really happening like that? That's what we are seeing here.
Okay.
Right?
Got it. Yeah. Got it.
So you need to understand like that. Okay. You can ask directly in the class instead of struggling, asking outside and not knowing. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely.
So,
Thank you.
Obviously, the first 7 or 8 classes are to clearly understand the basics. Okay. Once you are good with the basics, once you know the car to drive, you can drive any kind of car. It's like that. Okay. So once you know the basics, everything in future, whatever we are going to do will be easy. Okay.
Okay.
So
Sure.
that's about this. And any other questions? Anyone? Show result. Okay.
You are just printing that in that console.
Yeah.
What it has actually. Just it is calling and it is showing.
Just we are seeing what is the value present in this. Right? So just nothing more than that. Suppose say in the car there is a petrol. How you know how much petrol is there?
Show results.
This name can be anything. Right? This show result. It can be any name, whatever you want. Right? So if you see, it's like this. So when you have the petrol in our car, we have some reading to see how much is the petrol. Right? Do we operate anything for that? Just that is to read and understand. Right? This debug log is also something as a developer to understand how it is working. There is no use. Okay. So maybe if something is null or something is going something wrong, then based on that we need to adjust and see, right? Like that. Okay. This name can be anything, whatever you feel as a developer. It's in our hands, right? So when you take car dashboard, right, where we see the reading, meter reading, and all those things, car to car you see different models, but all we see is how many kilometers car is going and what is the petrol, how much we have. Everything will be giving the same thing, but there are different names. Here also same thing.
Once you are just calling, after that public return you are not calling.
Sorry?
Like only once we are calling.
Yeah, once I'm calling. If you want to call again you can call. Right? So here I'm calling.
Yeah, after that you are just not calling, only return. So again you are not calling, only once.
Right? This is the object, right? Means a car. In that car, one time I am seeing what is the petrol and all those things. Again and again, if you want to see again and again, you can keep. Here also again, you want to see again, keep. How many times you call, those many times it will show. It's like that. Right? It is unnecessary. Already I know what is that. I don't want to again and again call and see. It's like that. Okay. So any other questions before ending today? Okay. So from Monday.
One
there is
last
a-
question I have. Hello.
Yeah. Yes.
So regarding this keyword only. So if we are in the constructor, we are using this dot length equal to length, right? So can we use this keyword in the right side as well?
You can use. Okay. If you use, what will happen? You are replacing this length value, whatever we are supplying, with the value of the class level variable, right? So now let's say here for this you are supplying 10 and 20.
Okay.
So when you give like this, what will happen? This is what you supplied. You supplied 10. Now what you are doing, you are replacing the 10 with this value, which is null, right?
Okay.
So nothing, right? This is replaced with null,
Okay.
but this is still null, right? That won't be
Yeah.
initialized, right? That is useless if you write. If you want to, you can write, but that is useless, right? For this current requirement. It's like that. Okay?
Sure.
Okay, so on Monday, there is a change in the meeting link. Okay, so for sure, so you need to, if you want to get the updated meeting link, you need to pay the fee. Okay, already we are done with our buffer time and everything. Okay, so check your email and use the new new meeting link to join the training. Okay, thank you. We'll continue on Monday.